All right, I want to talk a little bit about budget, and remember the connection between FTES and budget. FTES is our workload, how we are funded depends on FTES. So just a few general comments. The majority of our budget, 85% of the Oklahoma College budget is salaries and benefits. The rest is divided among the other categories in our budget. We have developed a tentative budget back in June, and a final budget is developed for adoption by the board in September. The PBC has recommended to me presenting that budget to our board. Here's some of the assumptions, and I mentioned the FTES. We actually, in the budget, increased it slightly because of a deficit factor the state is applying to our FTES. So you'll notice that little change. But it's based on a 1.56% COLA, 2.78 increase to the base that is being deficited, which accounts for the FTES change. A beginning fund balance, uncommitted fund balance of $21 million, ending fund balance projected to be $18.8 million. Both the governments, the College Council and PBC have reviewed the budget, and the Board of Trustees will hold a budget workshop on September 5th at 3 o'clock. It is open to the public, so the board will be looking at the budget, asking questions. Everyone is welcome to attend that budget workshop. And then there's a budget hearing during the board meeting and a recommendation that the board adopt the budget at that meeting. Not only do we serve students, but we also serve our community. So I want to take a few minutes to talk about the important work being done by the Community Advancement Division, as well as some of the work being done to advance the College Student Foundation. The Community Advancement Division consists of a number of business units, the BTC Business Training Center, the Small Business Development Center, the Center for Competitive Technologies, a number of initiatives. So you'll see here the great work that's being done. The Business Training Center serves 1,523 employees at 48 different companies this past year. So we are out there, and we are connected with business, and we are supporting the training needs of businesses and employers in our area. The Small Business Development Center serves 725 entrepreneurs, help them access capital, grow their business, hire employees, who incidentally might need a class or two of El Camino in order to make that business grow. We're very proud of the work being done here. The foundation is our advancement arm of the college that goes and works with our community donors to support our initiatives, provide scholarships, and provide support to students. So you'll see the work being done over the last 5 years by the foundation. Last year, unaudited financials indicate they raised $2.3 million. Very good work by the foundation. Growing the foundation board and growing the partnerships. You can see the impact that has on students and the number of scholarships and the amount of money that's available to support students through scholarships. Last year, $612,000 from donors went to scholarships at our college. Very, very important work. Let's give the foundation a round of applause. Goes back to students. We need to have the most modern and up-to-date classrooms to help support those students. I want to give you a quick update on facilities. First of all, parking. Great news about parking. Lot F and Lot C will be open. That's 3,127 parking spaces. We're not doing the stacked parking this semester because we have all of this parking now available. Very good news for our students. By the way, we also are very sensitive to transportation issues for students, and we have partnered with Metro to sell bus passes at a discount to students. We've also worked with Uber and Lyft. We've established Uber and Lyft drop-off and pickup sites so that students have multiple choices: bus, Uber, Lyft, park their own car here at the college. And we're getting that message out to students so they know that that's available. Same initiatives at the Compton College site as well. We have a number of projects underway. First of all, the pool and classroom complex is in design. That will be coming online, and we expect it to be completed by 2020. The gymnasium is under construction. It's at the south end of the football field, and that is anticipated to be complete in 2018. You know, our wet winter was wonderful for our they get. We have the administration building. You might have noticed everything is all blocked off. We're getting ready to demolish that building and then start construction on the administration building. It should be in construction sometime this year. And then the Student Services Center along Manhattan Beach Boulevard, that is well underway in construction. We anticipate it will be complete in December of 2018, could spill a little into 2019. That's a fabulous facility. It's huge. It's going to really put all services under one roof and really help with the student experience. I want to talk a little bit about some initiatives that we have underway. You'll be hearing more about these this year. First of all, the Strong Workforce Program, which launched last year, statewide effort to do more and better CTE programs. Last year, the state put $200 million towards that effort. El Camino College was a recipient of $1.5 million local dollars, and that money was used in a variety of CTE programs to help us expand what we're doing. And we are expected to get close to that amount at the end of this year to continue to support the expansion and development of our CTE program. Guided Pathways is a new initiative by the State Chancellor's Office. $150 million was included in the state budget for Guided Pathways. In a moment, I'll share with you who's serving on our Guided Pathways Steering Committee. This is a program that's designed to help simplify the paths for students, get them on a path, help them complete and transfer over to the workforce. And so it really couples well with the process improvement project we launched last year. The process improvement project was one in which we looked at the student experience and what students encounter when they first connect with El Camino College, when they try to apply admission, when they meet with a counselor and then enroll in classes. What is that student experience, and are there barriers that are getting in the way for students through our own processes? And we looked at that, we came up with a lot of recommendations. There's a small group working on implementing those recommendations to improve the process. Jumping back up, Basic Skills Transformation is another big initiative. We were the recipients of a Basic Skills Transformation grant. Last year was the first year of that project, and a lot of work was done exploring how to better support students in the developmental sequence through piloting multiple measures, through accelerated courses, through looking at our program, doing co-requisite courses. A lot was explored, and we're going to continue to work on that this year. It's very important. When you go back to that chart that shows how many students place into below college level, you know how many students this initiative potentially impacts. So it's very important. Regional Public Safety Training and Education is a new area we're exploring. We, as you know, offer a fire academy on a site in Inglewood that is limited in its space. And there is a growing need for public safety trained, educated personnel. When you consider the land stadium being built, potentially something with Clippers, our proximity to LAX, our proximity to the ports, and all of the businesses around us, there's a need for public safety training and preparing students to enter that workforce. Likewise, our local public agencies have ongoing training requirements, and they are traveling far from this community to access sites for that training, taking them out of the area and they're not available in the event of an emergency while they're gone. So we're working with a group of community and college personnel to see if there's a possibility that we can develop a public safety training center that would serve our programs and be a site for their training. This is something that will require a lot of outside resources to bring together. We're in the very early stages, but I think it's really a strong indication of our concern to serve the community and provide the best for our students. These are the folks that are serving on the Guided Pathways Committee, so please thank them for their service. They're going to be doing a lot of work this year. Co-chairs are Cesar Jimenez and Chris Wells, so hats off and kudos for stepping up and leading this group. Thank you. And now I'm going to end, as I did when I started, with hearing from students. As you know, we have a South Bay Promise, and the South Bay Promise is all about providing access to higher education to students in our service area. The Southwest Promise started in 2014 with just 2 school districts. This year we expanded to include a 3rd school district. Students in the Southwest Promise are provided with no enrollment fees and extra support. They're part of the First Year Experience program now. But we felt we weren't impacting enough the needs in our community with the Southwest Promise. So in 2018 we're expanding the program. We're going to make it available to all students. We hope we can serve up to 500 through the South Bay Promise. Andrea and I, the foundation director, and Grisela and I are working on fundraising. It's going to take a lot of money. But we're committed to fundraising to support this program. We've already held fundraising meetings with donors, and we'll continue to do that for the next few years. But I want to share with you this video about the South Bay Promise. You'll hear from students who are in the Promise. It'll describe what the Promise is and sort of our vision for what the Promise can be. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you to start the video, and I thank you for your time this morning, and I hope you have a great day.
Ultimately was the reason that I'm in college right now. So I can't be more grateful than that.
Many families in our community see college as a key priority, but the cost of higher education increased dramatically, making college less accessible to students of lower and middle-income families. Removing that financial hurdle would allow more to attend college and focus on their studies. Free college enrollment fees for high school graduates in the South Bay might seem too good to be true, but that's the goal of El Camino College's South Bay Promise program, to help create a college-going culture that benefits local businesses, fosters economic growth, and creates a sense of pride in our community.
When I told my parents that I received a scholarship, it was just like, it was a gift, honestly, because my dad had recently stopped working and I wasn't even planning on going to college, and this was just a gift for me to be able to continue my academic career.
The South Bay Workforce Investment Board was the catalyst for creating the South Bay Promise and is an important partner in the success of the program. El Camino College launched the South Bay Promise pilot program in 2014 with 30 students from 2 school districts within the El Camino Community College District, Inglewood Unified School District and Centinela Valley Union High School District. In the fall of 2017, the South Bay Promise will expand to include 30 students from the Torrance Unified School District. But El Camino College wants to make a bigger impact. Starting in the fall of 2018, thanks to donations to the El Camino College Foundation, the opportunity to apply to participate in the South Bay Promise will be extended to students from all public high schools in our service area. To qualify, students must attend El Camino College immediately following graduation and complete the required matriculation steps.
College can get really expensive, and to know that you have that extra help and extra room to pay for everything, it's an applied paper.
Through the South Bay Promise, students will go from high school directly to El Camino College with their choice of 2 pathways: transfer to a 4-year university or pursue career technical education. With baby boomers retiring, we need to provide a newly trained and educated workforce in the South Bay, and the Promise program can help. Students who participate in the South Bay Promise will be linked into a cohort group, such as First Year Experience, or FYE, so they have an immediate sense of community. And academic counselors are available to provide support whenever it's needed. The South Bay Promise needs the support of our community to succeed. We believe in our students' educational dreams, and as a community, it's our responsibility and in our best interest to provide them with the resources they need to get ahead.
Thanks to the South Bay Promise Scholarship, my dream for accomplishing my career will be possible.
Working together, we will create the college-going culture necessary for our South Bay economy to prosper and grow. College access and affordability can be attained for every high school student in our community. Please join us in making our Promise program a reality. Let's do it for the community. Let's do it for the local businesses. And let's do it for the students. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Let's go El Camino. Everybody say it. Let's go El Camino. Thank you. Have a great day. Good morning.
morning and welcome back. I hope that you're all ready for the start of the fall semester. Did we have fun over the summer? Yes? How many of you taught summer school? Okay, they're the grumpy ones. The rest of you, I'm sure you had some fabulous vacations and you did some incredible things, but those of us who taught summer school had a chance to reconnect with our students and keep the momentum going. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Stacy Allen. I am the Academic Senate Vice President for Faculty Development, and I teach sociology here at El Camino. So last year, during her State of the College address, Dr. Maloney identified 4 challenges facing El Camino. And when she did that, she posed the question, how can we shift our focus to better include the student perspective in promoting student success? So as you know, our theme today is celebrating successes and looking to the future with a special emphasis on getting to know our students. So we figured, what better way to get to know our students than to invite them here on the stage to join us today. So will you please help me welcome our student presenters. Arthur Nawale, Vanessa Estrada, Eileen Tejana, Alexis Carroll, Angelica Hugo, Cynthia Longoria, and Danielle Divinity. And now I'd like to turn the stage over to Cynthia and Danielle.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cynthia P. Longoria. I'm the current Vice President at Compton College, and my major is communication.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Danielle Divinity, sociology major and El Camino College 2017 alumni. So we're excited to be here with you today. When classes start next week, you are the teachers, but today, we are your teachers. And we want to see how well you know us and the college. So, what better way to find out that you were paying attention to the great Dr. Maloney than to take a pop quiz? So, unlike your classroom rules, we will we will require you to use your cell phone. So everyone can take out your cell phone. Okay, so you are going to open your texting app on your phone and you are going to create a new text. You're going to send a message to the number 37607. And the message you are going to send is ECCPP. Now I'll give you a moment to read it. So, do not click on the link. It'll ask you to make an account, but there's no need to do so. Just type the letter of your vote when we get to it.
Can we get a show of hands? How many of you guys got the message already?
Okay. So, let's get started. So, today's pop quiz has 8 questions, and keep your heads up for the prizes that will be coming your way. So let's start off with a practice question. Please text A or B to the following question. Did you get enough sleep last night? A for yes, B for no. All right, so polling is now closed. Your votes are now closed. All right, so let's see our results. All right, so it looks like 30% of you said yes, so the other 70% said no. Uh-oh, wake up, people. so now that you got the hang of the voting process, let's begin with the tough questions. So question number 1 is, El Camino College was founded in A, 1927, B, 1947, C, 1955, or D, 1965. Please text the letter to the corresponding answer. All right, voting is now closed. And let's see your results. Okay, so the majority of you got it right, and the correct answer is B. The El Camino Community College District was officially established on July 1st, 1947. So over the past 7 years, El Camino College has grown tremendously. There were approximately 400 students the opening semester, and now over 20,000 students enrolled each semester with our growing programs and faculty. In June, a record-breaking 1,005 students participated in the commencement ceremony, and I am proud to say that I was one of those students. Thank you. And I will now be continuing on at the University of California, Riverside this fall. It's my turn for a couple questions now. Okay, so Compton College was founded in A, 1927, B, 1947, C, 1955, D, 1965. Please submit your answers. Okay, polls have now been closed, and the answer, let's see how you guys do. Okay. So most of you got it right. It is correct. 1947. So the construction of the original campus was completed in the beginning, and fall classes began in 1956. And right now we are currently planning our 90th celebration. And it'll be on September 3rd, so if any of y'all got time, you should totally come by. Alright, and I want you guys to welcome to the stage Angelica Cooper and Alexis Guerrero.
Alright, hello everyone. My name is Angelica Cooper. I am a part-timer at the Office of Outreach and School Relations. I'm also a part-time student. I'm an English major, and my dream is to transfer to Cal State Long Beach.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis Caro. I am the ASB president of Compton College, and my major is political science.
So are you ready for another question? Alright. Students enrolled at El Camino and Compton are most likely to identify as A, African American, B, Asian, C, Latino, or D, white. Lock in your answers. Alright, and the answer is C.
Over half of the students enrolled at both campuses identify as Latino. So, the next question.
Next question. So, the majority of students at El Camino College in Compton are enrolled full-time. Is this A, true, or B, false? Lock in your answers, please.
Over half of the students here are enrolled as part-time students.
Next question. Over 50% of students at El Camino College in Compton are considered a first-generation college student. Is that A, true, or B, false? Lock in your answers, please. The answer is
A, true. Over half of students on both campuses are identified as first-generation students, just like myself.
so. Alexis, what does this data tell us about the students at El Camino Compton and El Camino College in Compton?
The students at both campuses come from very diverse backgrounds. Many are working in addition to attending school. Many come from families with little experience in navigating college life. So, please help me to introduce both Vanessa and Ivan to the stage.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Vanessa Segura. I'm a third-year El Camino student, business major, as well as a student ambassador on campus.
Hello everyone, I'm Ivan Tiano. I'm also a student ambassador and I'm a computer science major. So, question number 6. Both ECC and Compton College have numerous programs in place to help students achieve success in both in and outside the classroom. A, true, B, false.
Lock in your answers. The answer is true. There are numerous programs on campus. Students succeed on and off campus. One of the first programs we have on campus is the ECC One-Stop Enrollment Services. In a joint effort between the RISE Center, Assessment Center, and the Outreach and School Relations, entering freshmen will receive assistance completing core services such as assessment testing, meeting with a counselor, and registering for classes. Since April alone, over 800 students have been helped with these one-stop services. Next, the Reading Success Center offers a warm and inviting atmosphere to study, in addition to free tutoring for all reading comprehension in all subjects. Workshops are also available as well as ECC scholarships. 17 students alone last year received an ECC scholarship. Next, we have the KEYS program, the Knowledgeable, Engaged, and Aspiring Students program. This program was designed to transition African American, Latino, and Pacific Islander students from pre-college level math and English courses to transferable level courses. Their goal is to reduce the achievement gap and increase persistence rates by combining learning activities and having dedicated instructors. Since fall, over 800 students have gone through the KEYS classes, and there has been over 10,000 visits to the study lounge, where there are access to tutors, counselors, and a study place with free printing and computers. Data from last year indicates that students who participated in the KEYS program had higher success and retention rates than their non-KEYS peers.
So, formerly Incarcerated Students in Transition, or FIST, was founded in Compton College in August of 2016. Over the summer, FIST was awarded the John W. Rice in Diversity and Equality Award by the California State Chancellor's Office. The Board of Governors and California's Community College Foundation for being one of the most impactful community college campuses programs in the state. I personally have given this club the Club of the Year award for last year, so they're definitely very engaged with community and very engaged on campus. The next is the Puente Project. For 31 years, the Fuente Project at El Camino has helped hundreds of academically disadvantaged students achieve academic success. For the first time last year, Fuente Project ran 2 cohorts, which means they doubled the number of students served from 35 to 70. The Fuente Project has proven the track record of linking historically disenfranchised students to 4-year institutions and the resources that help them achieve success. The next is human development. A distinguished feature of human development classes is that student teams volunteers for nonprofit community organizations addressing food scarcity, homelessness, education, environmental sustainability, senior services, and health. Each year, human development students volunteer more than 5,000 hours in approximately 30 community organizations. Human development students have dedicated more than 35 volunteer hours to the community